Come with us as we join a river cruise for 7 nights, visiting 4 different countries, including 3 capital cities. And this cruise cost over $9,000. But is it worth that? Oh, hang on. This is a very unusual ship that looks completely bonkers, and we're going to show you every part of it. Come on.
Well, ahoy there, cruisers. So today we're doing something a little bit different for us. We're heading out on a river cruise. And whilst this isn't our first ever river cruise, it's our first time sailing with this particular cruise line. The line is called Uniworld. Think boutique hotel, but floating down a river instead of sitting on a street corner. So the positioning here is very much premium and very much luxury.
We're sailing on the SS Maria Theresa, and she's part of what Uniworld call their super ship class.
So, what's our route? Well, we've got 7 nights ahead of us on the Danube River. First, we'll start in Passau, a small town in Germany, sitting right on the Austrian border, and we'll finish up all the way in Budapest, Hungary.
Uniworld offer an airport transfer at $75 each way. Fine for a 2-hour drive to the dock. Easy, we booked it. Except we were arriving a day early, and Uniworld wouldn't let you book the transfer without an actual flight landing on the day of your cruise. Their genius fix was to put down that we were arriving on a flight that day. Great, except they warned us, if our imaginary flight shows up delayed or cancelled, the transfer is cancelled too. So we'd be stranded 2 hours from the dock and out of our own money because they said the transfers are non-refundable.
And we got there way before our flight had actually landed, just to be safe. We found the meeting point, followed the instructions exactly, and stood outside of the specific cafe they told us to wait at. 30 minutes after our flight had landed and past our waiting time, nobody showed. So we tried the helpline. Rang, no answer, so we walked the entire length of the airport and eventually, in a totally different spot to where we were told, we found the rep. She looked at us and said quite firmly, "This is where we always meet." We showed her the instructions on our phone, the ones that clearly said the cafe, and she kind of just brushed it off.
The bus itself, to be fair, was actually very comfortable. 2 hours drive through some lovely scenery, absolutely no complaints there. About halfway through the drive, we overheard a lady behind us complaining that nobody had dressed up properly on the flight over. We sort of looked at each other and giggled, looked down at our shorts and our Crocs, and started wondering if we were a little bit out of our league on this cruise.
But then we arrived at the ship and everything flipped. Boarding was smooth, our bags got whisked straight to the cabin before we'd even finished checking in. We had a quick lunch, and just like that, things started turning around. Let's go take a look at our quirky cabin. Oh, so here we go. Let's go into our cabin number 318, and it's on the mid-deck. Holy moly, this is not what I expected. Now, you might think we do loads of research before we come on a cruise ship, but we've stopped doing that recently because we want to be surprised. We don't want to look at lots of pictures and videos. Wow, I'm a little bit lost for words. It's very beautiful. I feel like I've just stepped into like a princess parlour. It's lovely. It's kind of, I'm not sure what era this is, but it's the Gilded Age, maybe, Downton Abbey.
Well, don't worry about me. I cobbled it up long ago.
It's beautiful. It's a square cabin. It's not too big. You tend to see that river cruise cabins are quite small. Wow, I'm a little bit set back by this. This ship is very, very unusual and I'm here for it. On our right hand side when you come in, oh, we've got a mirror behind us and I'm loving like the frosting detail and oh wow, look at all of these details around here. That is beautiful. We've got some lovely pictures on the wall. I've just noticed the walls are padded for your pleasure. It's a bit like an insane asylum, isn't it? But a very fancy insane asylum. They're beautiful. So they're fabric and they're all padded. So instead of wallpaper, you have that all over the walls, which is so lovely and it makes it feel very plush and comfortable. Now, one small detail that I can see that's missing is that there is no fridge, which I'm very surprised about. We've always had one on all of our other cruises and river cruises. And for such a luxury brand, I would expect that, but we'll let them off for having such fancy walls like this. Just gonna sit here and feel it all day. And as we turn around the corner, we've got a lovely, what I think would be the mirrored wardrobe. So we've got a massive closet. So we've got 2 sets of hangers in this one. In the middle one, we've got some lovely robes. We've got some back scratching devices here as well, I think, and a nice safe, and that's a pretty good safe. I think you might just get a laptop into it, and some soft closed drawers on the bottom, so a lot of storage in this little room. And then, yes, you've got another closet. How lovely is that? So we've got more hangers, and we have 2 umbrellas, which is a very nice, thoughtful touch. What's lovely about these closets as well is that they all light up when you open them, so that's very fancy. It's a sign of luxury, isn't it? And it does feel lovely. Just look at the finish of everything. It is very beautiful. Wow, I'm again lost for words. This is very nice indeed. There's just little details everywhere, which is fabulous. And we have a bedside table. This is a large bedside table, 2 big drawers in there. Just above that on the top, it's a mirrored finish, which looks beautiful, and it's reflecting on the roof, which is very nice. We have a notepad, a phone, and some very strange looking remote control. Oh my God, I've just noticed the TV is in the wall. It's in the mirror. That's genius. I didn't even notice that as I walked in. I was like, where's the TV? It's in the mirror. I'll show you that in a second. And just above that, we have a multinational socket. So I think this converts to European, UK, and North American. And there's a little flap just above with some USBs, which is lovely as well. So it's good to see on this ship. There's plugs on both sides I can see, which is lovely. And we have some light up buttons, which is great. So to turn on the lights, it's these kooky little switches, and we can turn on Do Not Disturb, which is great. And the bed, oh my gosh, just look at that thing. Now it can separate into twin beds, but we've got it into, it looks like a king bed. It's massive and it looks so plush. Should we do the bed test? Because there is something that I do know about this bed. Let's do it. Oh my gosh, how lovely is this? Let's get on it. Oh, wow, I've taken my shoes off. Don't worry, I'm not that unclassy. Oh, this is like a marshmallow. So this bed is very special because it's made by Savoir, which is a British brand that's been around for over 100 years, starting off in London, and they make some of the most comfortable, apparently, and most expensive beds in the world. We're talking upwards of 50 grand a bed. Yes, that's legitimately more than our car, which is nuts, isn't it? But I guess you spend half your life in here, and wow, this is impressive. Oh, I'm just sinking into it like a little, oh guys, that is lovely. And these linens, I think I can feel a high thread count here, and the pillows, they're beautiful. Oh wow, I am literally sinking right into it. This is very comfortable. I'm very much looking forward to sleeping in this bed, but that is just beautiful. So you can really feel the luxury here. And I'm loving all of the little silver stitching. And then we've got this beautiful little kind of Victorian style Queen Elizabeth, Queen somebody kind of bed frame and bed head. It's very beautiful. It's very plush, and I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this on any cruise ship I've been on. It's fabulous.
Everything is getting expensive now, so it's more important than ever to always stay on top of your finances. And that's where this video's sponsor, Rocket Money, comes in. It's always easy to sign up to free subscriptions and get charged and then completely forget about them. Rocket Money automatically tracks and consolidates all your subscriptions into one easy to see list. And Rocket Money will help you cancel them with just a couple of taps. Rocket Money can also help negotiate your bills, like internet or phone bills, so you don't have to. And it's great to stay on top of your savings, especially for your next cruise. Rocket Money can analyze your account and help you automatically put aside money, let's say for a cruise in the future, and let's call it My Future Cruise Fund. Rocket Money is free to download, but you can get a premium trial if you sign up with our link. Just go to rocketmoney.com/Ben and David to get started, or you can scan the QR code that is on the screen right now. I'll also pop a link in the description section below. I feel like I've stepped into a doll's house. That's how I'd explain the feeling of this room, because it's just so fancy but also cute at the same time. So over on this side we've got a little sort of desk area, and it just looks so decorative, and a stool underneath as well, so you could use that as a space to work or to get ready, because this is also not just a TV, it's a mirror. It's a mirrored TV. Now, isn't that just the height of luxury? On here, we've got a few different things. I did have a quick look through. We do have some TV channels and some on-demand stuff that is free, so there is quite a few movies on there. Also, some other bits of information about your cruise and things like that. But how cool is that? It's literally built into the mirror. I don't think I've seen that in a cabin before. I've seen it in bathrooms in hotels, but never actually in the main cabin. And then also, we do have some more power outlets over here and some of the hearing systems. So these are what you will be using on the tours that we're going to be having in a lot of the ports. They are included, so you do use these while you're listening to your guides. Always have to make sure you put them on charge, we've been told. But I just love it. Lots of more shelving over here. Look at this. They've gave us some treats. Some sweets, some candy, so we have chocolate in here, Lindt chocolate, a selection of Lindt. Also some water up there as well, which is very, very lovely. Some nice shelving as well. And as we move around to this side, I'm guessing this is the bathroom, even though it looks the same as the closet doors. By order of elimination, this has to be the bathroom, so let's have a look. This isn't just a bathroom, this is possibly one of the most ornate bathrooms I've seen on a river ship. Just look at the marble. How awesome is that? And it's hard to the touch as well. I think it's real marble, if not very, very good.
Look at the floor, it's absolutely spectacular, all of the different patterns, and there's just so much detail. This is beautiful. This is an absolutely wonderful bathroom, isn't it?
It really is. It is so grand. And on the vanity here as well, we've got one little sink here, but just look at all these drawers. You've got so much. Oh, actually they open up as a double drawer. Look how huge they are. And I love how, again, that's another double drawer down there. I love how the detailing on here as well. It's just very, very posh indeed. And it is so bright in here. It's like the Hall of Mirrors. I've got mirrors basically all around. And I think it's a great size for a river ship, actually. Let's take a look at the toiletries. Asprey London. That's quite a posh brand, actually.
Very fancy.
Purple water. I put far too much in my hand.
Do you smell like Prince?
They're very lovely. It's like purple water, purple water.
I wonder if it's purple rain when you're in the shower.
Oh, maybe. Maybe it is. I'm going to wash my hands. I put far too much soap on there to have a sniff. But yeah, very nice. A sort of lavendery smell. It smells lovely, actually.
Just the details of the taps and things are so stunning. It's very kind of modern but old school at the same time. I really appreciate it. It feels like I'm in some kind of little fairy tale. And I've just noticed there's 2 switches for the towel heating and the floor heating.
Oh my gosh, yes. How luxurious is that? So you can have warm Tootsie Toes and a nice warm towel when you get out of the shower. That is the height of luxury. There's also some outlets in here as well, a North American and a European outlet, and a lovely mirror. Again, it's got a light on it, so it's so bright in here.
And you've got heated mirrors as well, which is lovely, so they won't steam up whilst you're having a shower.
Yeah.
How thoughtful.
It's great. I think it's a great bathroom. I think it's just well laid out, bright, and it has everything in here with those little extra touches. And also hooks here as well, because I hate it when you get out of a shower and your towel is miles away or there's no way to hang it. So that's a nice little detail there. I like that a lot. Of course, a toilet as well, which is just a standard cruise toilet. No gold toilet bowls on here. But the shower, this is huge. I love the little detail on the floor. It's got a crown that is embossed into the floor. And again, it's this like tile stone, which is really nice. And like I just mentioned, it's super spacious. Look, I can actually move in it.
Appreciate the rainfall as well.
Yes, a little diddy rainfall shower, but it does have one, and a nice handheld shower. It's actually just dripped right on me. And again, we've got those Asprey London products. It's purple water, Ben. They missed a trick there, not calling it purple rain.
What a wonderful bathroom. A little loo review. Look at this. I can see every side of my head to check out how I'm looking from every angle. Very cool indeed. One thing I don't like is this little unit by the toilet. It's very cheap. It's one of those little make stand little holders and things, but it feels sort of like it's not as good as everything else in the cabin and the bathroom. But yeah, this is beautiful. Very, very lovely indeed. Oh, you guys, this cabin is amazing. I'm like so giddy right now. This is fabulous. It is so cute. You have to be here to see it. I hope we're doing justice showing you on our video, but it's a adorable. I'm so excited. This is fabulous. It's so different to anything I've seen before. It's awesome, and I love things when they're a bit different and a bit kooky, a bit strange like me. This is awesome. Oh, so I'm just playing with the TV as well. Maybe there's a reason there isn't many of these in hotel rooms and maybe just bathrooms, because it is hard to see. We tried turning off all the lights. You can see a little bit better, but it is still very dark. But there's some sort of problem with the volume. Very strange remote, like I said earlier on, but it doesn't get very loud to the point where I definitely can't hear it. It's almost inaudible. So it's so quiet. It's been capped that I can't hear anything. So I don't know if it's a problem with the TV. Oh, the speaker looks like it's in the drawer there, but it sounds incredibly tinny and sharp, but very, very quiet. So we might have to tell them about that. I'm not sure if it's a problem with our TV. We'll keep you updated, but yeah, that's impossible to watch anything at the moment, which is a bit of a shame, but fingers crossed it is just a problem and they can fix it.
So on the bed here, we have quite a lot of information. There's the daily programme and just information generally about the cruise and just welcoming us on board, even presented in a little tray. How cute is that? And then the luggage mat, it's like embossed, and it's actually like not a plastic mat. It's very, very fancy. I've not seen anything like this before, just the level of detail of the embossing on the luggage mat. It's just so cute. I think that's a really good word to describe it. It's absolutely adorable. Very whimsical, very like Disney-like. Almost feel like I'm in the Grand Floridian, that kind of style. But I want to see what the view's going to be like outside, because we're in Germany, it's a bright sunny day, we're going to have a gorgeous view of the river. So let's take a look.
Oh, is that why it's dark in here?
It's a river cruise. Sometimes you have a view like this when the waters are low, but it will come up, and once we do get a nice view, we have a nice window to see out of it, because look how big it is.
That's what she said.
So David, that's actually an infinite balcony.
No, it's just a window.
No, I booked a balcony. I'm pretty sure I saw some switches down there.
Oh, okay.
Which bring it up and down.
Should we give it a go?
Give it a go, give it a whirl.
Oh, there's actually two sets of switches. Let's have a look. A mosquito net and a window.
Oh, there's a mosquito net. That's cool. Let's have a look.
Try. Okay, that's the mosquito net. Bear with.
12 years later.
Bear with. Tak manška so.
Here we go. Oh, so they are tinted.
Oh, okay, so that explains why it was so dark as well. Not only just because we are looking at a steel wall, it's because they're tinted. But that is a nice touch, having the fly screen or mosquito net, because you do get quite a lot of bugs when you're sailing, and it means that you can have it open to let the fresh air in and not worry about that. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So we actually do have a balcony, and I can sit here on my very fancy chair and have a look as we are sailing, which is going to be absolutely wonderful. And whilst I'm sat here, it looks like we do have some goodies. Everybody gets these. You tend to get these on most river cruises actually. A little holder for your cruise pass, a reusable water bottle each, and a tote bag as well. Gifts to take home with you.
Yeah, a lovely little area right in front of the window, which would be lovely to bring a coffee in here and just watch the world go by, because you do see some spectacular views on river cruises. I'm really looking forward to it. Just noticed some hooks behind me, which is great. And then on the other side of the bed, the same drawer, and you have the plugs, which is great to see. And just look how fancy these curtains are. They're so heavy. They're beautiful. It is really, really gorgeous. I am very impressed and I can't wait to get started. Yes, we're on a river cruise again. This is awesome. Now it's time for the welcome talk. And look, we knew this one was coming because every river cruise has one and it's not optional. But this one went on for way over an hour. Everything about it felt a little bit old school. They handed out paper forms so you could book your shore excursions right there in the lounge. And we just kept thinking, why isn't this just done online before we even get on the ship? So then it was time for the muster drill. So like the safety information and things you do on board. We've done these on ships carrying 6,000 people and they've run like clockwork. This one had about 122 passengers on board, and somehow it was more chaotic than any other muster drill we've ever done.
One good thing though, they handed out drinks during this presentation. So credit where it's due. At least you got a glass of something while everyone was figuring out where the life jackets were.
Next up, it was the safety talk from the captain, which fair enough, that's the important stuff. Then the hotel director came on to continue the welcome talk, and it just kept going.
One eternity later.
So off we went for our first dinner. Now there's no reservations. It's first come, first serve. So you just sit, wherever there's space, next to whoever else turns up. Very British of us. We sat down and immediately started apologising to total strangers for existing. There is no flexibility with dining, it's a set time every single night. Now, we didn't want to film us eating or speaking because we didn't want to bother anybody else at our table, so we're just doing a little voiceover of these parts.
The bread came out first, which is always a good sign, and we couldn't resist. And the menu actually looked properly nice. Ben went for the coronation chicken salad, then the parsnip soup and the garlic pasta. Then he finished with an apple strudel. I had the onion tart, the same parsnip soup and then the salmon, and some sort of ice cream cup dessert to finish with. All very tasty.
What we did like is that the seats were really comfy, no complaints there. And the crew, honestly, there's literally one crew member for every 2 passengers on this ship, so you're never waiting long for anything, and every single one of them were really lovely. Now the food itself, it was good, no complaints, but if we're honest, it was kind of on par with what you'd get on most ocean cruise lines, and considering how much we paid for this thing, we'd expect a little bit more of a step up. Now, I might be being unfair here though, because it's just one meal in, so we'll reserve judgment. So yes, that was a very lovely first dinner on board. We've actually docked again, so we've parked downtown in Passau now, so right in the centre, because where we boarded earlier on was just a little bit out of town, just because it's a bit quieter there, a bit easier to get on the ship. So we're actually downtown for tomorrow morning when we're actually going to get off and explore. But we decided to do a lovely little walk. What's really nice and very different to cruise ships is that it's so easy to get on and off. You can just walk on and off. All you have to do is tap your card when you leave, no security, no nothing, and then tap it when you're back on board to say that you're back on board. Lovely, guys. And because we're here overnight, we can get off, stay off as long as we want, come back at 2 o'clock in the morning if we want to. It's very nice indeed. It's very easy. And it's just really lovely taking in all of the other river ships and having a bit of a nosy about what they're like.
So we've just been for about a 45-minute walk here along the riverbank in Passau, and it was absolutely lovely. Loads of people just milling around, walking, biking. It was gorgeous. I actually forgot how beautiful Germany is. It's really pretty, and especially at sunset as well. The sun's just going down. I've just loved it. It's been a really nice after dinner walk, but today has been a lot. It's been quite busy. Boarding days always are a lot, so we're going to head back to the ship now. Going to get a good night's rest, and we've got a very busy day tomorrow, so we'll see you in the morning.
Well, good morning, everybody. That was our first night on board the SS Maria Theresa. It was very comfortable. The bed, like I thought it was going to be, was really, really lovely. It was lovely and cool in here. Very, very quiet as well, which was nice. Had a great night's sleep. Really looking forward to starting the day now and getting our river cruise started. We're going to head for some breakfast now, then head off on our complimentary tours. So yes, we have the choice of 2 or 3 tours every single day, and they're included in the price of your cruise. So we get to pick them. We picked a walking tour this morning of Passau, and we're going to see some very special things. So let's head off, fill up with some breakfast, and get the day started. Come with us.
This is like a proper little cafe. How awesome is this? So we're not going to do a full main dining room breakfast this morning. We don't really have time and I'm not in the mood. I just wanted a quick bite, but we'll show you that another day. Don't worry about it. So we came down to just grab a pastry and a coffee, and check it out. It's like a proper little French cafe. How cute is this? And you can just help yourself. So I'm going to fill up my water bottle, grab a coffee, and then we're going to head on the tour. Coffee for Dan? Dan? Oh, is this yours? Oh, sorry, your name's Ben. Okay, cool. I feel like the barista at Starbucks. Yeah, this is really nice down here. It's actually downstairs, just from the deck that we're on. So it's not very bright at the moment because we are docked against a wall, but there is windows in here as well. You can also help yourself to the coffee machine, but there's also tea, coffee, water. There is some orange juice in there, cookies, treats, pastries. Everything, it's lovely.
So we've had a very lovely day here in Passau. We started our day by meeting our tour guide at 9 AM as instructed. We're given these little quiet Vox machines. This is so we can hear our guide. Super easy to use and very reliable as well, which is good because we've used some rubbish ones in the past, but these were very good and we could hear at all times. Our guide was really lovely, really funny, very knowledgeable. Lived here for over 15 years. It's a beautiful place. Passau is absolutely gorgeous. We did a little walking tour through the street streets of Passau. Very nice indeed. The sights are just stunning. It is absolutely beautiful here. A fairy tale type German town, which you always imagined as a kid. Very lovely indeed. The only downside I have to say is that the groups were very, very big indeed. So our group was about 50 or 60 people. It was massive. So when we had like toilet breaks and things like that, it was very, very slow. It took like 30 minutes for people to go to the toilet and things, which was a bit of waiting around, but it was fine. It was a nice little stroll through the streets. Very lovely. Then we went up to the castle to get some beautiful views of Passau on a coach. Very nice. So we got to get out and get some pictures there. We had a shot as well of snaps, which was lovely. Our guide brought some snaps for everybody, so David had a little swig of that, which was nice as well. And we just came back down to actual Passau now to grab some cake and coffee.
So after the tour, we went to the St. Stephen's Cathedral, which is right in the centre of the old town, extremely famous, and we went to see an organ concert. This wasn't included in the tour, so this was after. It was €6 each, and it was only about 30 minutes, but definitely something you have to do. Sorry, there's a wasp trying to get to my cake. Wasp's like determined to kill me. Has it gone? I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah, we came for cake after the cathedral, which was a lot of fun. Really impressive when you're in there. It kind of gives you chills hearing the organ. But look at the cake. It looks delicious, and a nice coffee as well. So cheers, guys. Or Prost, as they say here. It's cinnamony and delicious. It tastes like a delicious Cinnabon.
Emergency with the wasps. We're getting attacked by wasps. I went for the vanilla cake, and it's got layers of cream, berries, nuts on top. Wink, wink. Fabulous. Let's have a little try. Wrap me up like a strudel and call me Julie Andrews. That is absolutely bloomin' delicious, guys. That is wonderful. Little bites of berries and cream and softness of the cake. Gorgeous, and the coffee is very good as well. So thank you to our guide Nikki for the fantastic recommendation. So you don't have to take one of the complimentary excursions. You can do what you want in port, which is really nice. I say port though, but it's very different to a ocean cruise because you literally dock or park right next to the place where you're going most of the time. So for example, it's under a 10-minute walk to the very centre of the town here from our ship, which is really lovely. It's very different that way to ocean cruising, so you have much more time, which is lovely. So we're back on board the ship and we've started moving out of Germany already to Austria, our second country. We've had some beautiful scenic sailing. I've just been sat here for the last hour just taking in all of those beautiful sights, and they're so close. It's gorgeous. It is beautiful, and the weather we've got is just stunning. So it's been so nice to sat here and taking in this beautiful world we have. Now, something interesting that we get to do on river cruising is going through locks. How cool is that? So we pulled into a lock now and we're slowly sinking. We're going down to meet the level of the next part of the Danube River. It's very interesting. I love this part, and it's one of the really cool things about river cruising. Now, you can't really feel anything. We are very close to the edge, but it's still very quiet. If you didn't really open your windows and have a look outside, you really wouldn't know what was going on. So it doesn't disturb you, but we are very slowly going down, which is very weird indeed. But so cool. How cool is that? Now, most river ships are basically identical because they all have to fit into these different locks, and they're the same shape and size and height and everything like that to go under bridges. So the only real difference is in the decor inside, and obviously things like the food. So that's why we're looking forward to continuing to explore what Uniworld is all about. So really quickly, let's talk about exactly what's included on a Uniworld river cruise, because it's not the same as every other cruise line. It varies from cruise line to cruise line. This one is pretty inclusive, which is one of the reasons why we chose it. Now, one of the biggest benefits is that there are no gratuities, so all of your gratuities are taken care of, so you don't have to tip the crew on board. Now, they do suggest a little tip for all of the guides in port, but in Europe, tipping isn't a really big thing, so it's not something that you have to do, but it's something that's a nice thing to do. Wi-Fi is included. We haven't really used it yet, so we don't know how good that really is. Another thing is excursions. So excursions in every single port, sometimes more than one a day, which is really good. And we've taken a look at some of the excursions and they look fantastic. Sometimes you get a choice of two. There are a few paid excursions that you can do as well, which range from about 50 to 100 euros per person. This usually involves things like tasting wines, even though some of them are included included maybe a culinary tour or somewhere a little bit further along the line, but the tours do look pretty good on the ship. All of your food and drink is included. On most river cruise lines, all of your food's included. Breakfast, it's a buffet with some a la carte items. Lunch, it's mainly a buffet. Then for dinner, it's kind of a 4-course meal, but all of your drinks are included, which is fabulous. So 2 types of wine every night. Throughout the day, beers, wines, sodas, spirits, soft drinks. There are a few premium items that are available to buy, but on the whole, everything that we've seen seems really good. So really high-end drinks, all included, all throughout the cruise, which is fabulous. You can help yourself to tea and coffee and water as well, which is great on the cruise at any time you want. You've got things like onboard perks, fitness classes, you've got a gym downstairs, which we're going to go show you in a little while. Laundry, so there's a guest laundry on board as well, which is something that's really unusual, but great for us because we've just came from a different cruise ship, so we get to use that guest laundry. We're going to go show you all of that now. It's a really good time to maybe show you around the ship because we haven't really seen it yet. So do you want to come with us and explore? Because we did have a look at a few pictures before we booked, and it is a bit bonkers. So let's go do this. I'm very excited to go look around.
Yes, let's show you around this very strange and different ship. First things first, the hallways are very dark. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I'm actually struggling to see as we walk down. It's very, very orange, but very opulent. I love all the wallpaper and the fancy lights on the roof. Feels very grand in here. It's definitely unique.
So there's 3 different decks of cabins on the ship. We're on the middle one, so deck number 3, I think it is. There's 4 decks in total. Now, as you come into our little lobby area on our deck, we've got an elevator right in front of us, which is great. So there are elevators as well as stair lifts. So if you do have accessible issues, then there's just 2 desks up here. I think one is kind of like the cruise director's desk. So if you need any help, but yeah, the opulence continues. It's very different to anything we've seen before, and we love it. The mirrors are cool. There are mirrors just about everywhere, which is bonkers. Really, really cool lamps and chairs. It's all very well themed. You've got some lovely stairs in the middle, which is fabulous. So some cascading stairs, and then just in front of us is the main reception desk. So this is where you come if you have any issues, anything like that, and it's equally well themed as well. It's really cool. You've got cool lights everywhere, and then in the middle bit you've got a beautiful portrait of Maria Theresa, who the ship is named after, and a pair of dual stairs, which is fabulous, and it's very cool. It's very opulent. It's not something you expect on such a small river cruise. Let's go take a look at the main dining room. That's on this floor as well. And this is the restaurant, and it's very lovely indeed. Again, the attention to detail is fabulous. You've got those lovely padded walls. Sorry, David's telling me off for saying fabulous because apparently I'm over-fabulizing things on this cruise. Honestly, guys, when I get a word stuck in my head, it's all I can talk about the entire time. Absolutely fabulous, gorgeous, delicious. But yeah, it's really, really lovely in here. It's wonderful, stunning, spectacular, thinking of all of the words. Yeah, the decor really is carried out throughout the ship. It's actually lunchtime right now whilst we're filming the ship tour, and the food looks fabulous. There's a huge, oh my god, I said it again, I'm really sorry guys. The food looks awesome. The food looks great. Yeah, it looks very nice indeed. There's a lovely spread. What we really like is that there's lots of local dishes depending on where you are on the cruise. So we've got lots of Slovakian dishes today, sandwiches, cold foods, meats, cheeses, lots of breads, soups, lots of salads, which is really nice to see, and it looks very, very good. The quality of food really is looking fantastic. You've got lots of hot dishes, which is great as well. So you've got a full selection of things you can pop and eat. You can eat as much as you want or as little as you want. Now, there are a few 2-seaters, so if you are in a couple, you can sit together, but it's first come, first serve. So most of the tables are sharing. So if you really don't feel comfortable with sharing, river cruising might not be for you. But yeah, it really does look nice. Now, let's continue the tour.
Let's head up to the next deck and take the very grand staircase. It's a great spot for pictures, and I feel like really underdressed in my flip-flops and shorts. It's super oh, hello. It's super grand and fairy tale-like, which is what I really like about it. The chandelier especially is so lovely. I'd love that in my house, but I don't think it'd even fit in outdoor because it is that big. It is huge. And up here you get such a cool view of like everywhere around here, like all the downstairs and the staircase and stuff. So unique.
Oh, honestly, I just can't get over this. It's crazy, guys. There's just stuff everywhere. Some murals on the staircase. You've got wallpaper on the roof. It kind of is maximalist, which I love. And these mirrors are legitimately everywhere. It's a bit like a mirror maze. Then just in front of us, we've heard a few people talk about this. We've got the toilet. So like a public toilet. Oh my gosh, I'm literally in Liberace's closet. Oh my gosh, look at the sink. That is crazy. It's all marble and you've got the craziest water spout thingamabob. Handles, that is fabulous. It is just crazy. It's so over the top and I'm here for it. It's just so different. Obviously you've got the elevator up here that comes to this floor as well. It's a bit bonkers. It really is bonkers. It's so different to anything I've ever seen before.
This theming really does continue around the whole ship. The lounge is so grand and it has this really sort of relaxing and comfortable feel about it because all the chairs are super padded. I love the curtains on the windows. Like, they're just so beyond old-fashioned that it's actually quite cool and fashionable and it really fits in with the theme. I love it. And it just feels like a really lovely grand space. One nice little touch I like is there is a little sweetie table or candy table as you come in, and it has some of my favourite sweets, Werther's Originals, because yes, I am a 95-year-old man and I do love Werther's Originals, but you can just help yourself to them. How cool is that?
Yeah, so this is kind of a multi-purpose venue. So you have all of your talks and things here before dinner. Every day before dinner, there's usually a talk talking about what we're going to be doing in port the following day. Events are held in here as well, and entertainment, which is great. You've got a little dance floor. We have a piano. There are visiting acts on our cruise, which we're really looking forward to seeing. But yeah, what a great space. It's kind of blues and golds, and it looks like there's plenty of seating in here. It was very busy on that first day though. You also have a bar, and the bar's really big. It looks very grand and beautiful. Lots of different drinks to choose from. Like we said earlier on, it's all included, which is fabulous. And lots of different spaces. At the moment, we are surrounded by 2 cruise ships. That's what happens on river cruises, so we don't really have much natural light in here. But it's a great place to come grab a drink, hang out, chill out. There's all different sizes of tables. At the front of the ship, you have a small area where you can go sit and watch the world go by when we're sailing. So it's got a few seats out there and things, and a good view of all things that are going to go on at the very front of the ship. Right. Let's move on.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Lord David. Hello. Hello. Let's head down to the bottom floor. One great thing about river ships is that they are very small, so they are super easy to get around, and nothing is far away from each other. Okay, let's head down to the bottom deck. The grandness continues as well, all the way down. This would be a great ship to do like a photo shoot on, wouldn't it? Don't you think? If you got dressed up in your finest gear. So there is also a boutique on board, which is essentially just some shelves and cabinets with items in them. It's not lots of stuff. There's little trinkets, there is jewellery, things like that. Sunglasses, there is a couple of Uniworld branded stuff. But the most important thing is down here, because this is where the coffee machine is. How awesome is this? It's like a little cafe, which is so cute. I love the tables around the outside. It is adorable in here. But there is cookies here you can help yourself to, some pastries. This is also, I think, where they do the afternoon tea, which is in an afternoon, obviously, hence the name. A water machine here, but the all-important coffee machine. Espressos, cappuccinos, lots of teas. It is very cute. I like it. It does feel like a proper little cafe. Like I want to play cafe. Like I want to stand behind there and be the barista for the day. So we're walking back through the little lobby area, of course surrounded by mirrors again. Oh, and I see even more mirrors. Next door we've got the gym. Oh, hello. Oh my gosh, it is legitimately surrounded by mirrors. Look at that. Hello, 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 hello. Hi Ben, 15 times over. A couple of running machines, a couple of cycle machines, some weights, water and things like that, which you can help yourself to. But yeah, pretty cool that you've got a gym on here, and it's very cool. But yes, windows, mirrors everywhere. So the second you're not looking your best or you put on a little bit of weight, you're just going to be criticizing yourself the whole time. I mean, I can see myself 35. It's too many. It's too many bends. I'm surrounded by myself and it's not good, guys. I'm incredibly annoying enough, so this isn't the best. Oh, hello, hello, hello. Oh my gosh, I can't get over this. It's crazy. I see weighing scales as well. I'm going to avoid those. But yeah, let's move on next door. There's one more venue. One small issue I'm finding with this ship is because it is so mirrored, sometimes I'm struggling to find where things are. I'm like feeling along the wall to see where the door is. So this is the guest laundry. But you know what? This is pretty big. I'm quite surprised, actually. Oh, sorry, Ben. It's not big space-wise, but it's got a few machines. It's got 3 washers, 3 dryers, and they're free to use as well. And I was told earlier that you can get laundry pods from somewhere, I think from reception. So that's going to be super handy for us. Also an iron and an ironing board, which is great. Oh, I heard about this. So this is the onboard cinema. Yes.
You got a cinema on board. How bonkers is that? So 2, 4, 6, 8. So it's got about 10 seats. The movies look to be quite modern from what I saw on the programme, but this is lovely. You've even got a popcorn machine. How fancy is that? Now, I don't think I've ever seen a cinema on a river ship. No windows in here, obviously, because they're not needed. But this is lovely. I love all of the posters. They're fabulous. The vintage posters, the very cool seats, the blue walls. It's fabulous, isn't it? It feels very decadent, almost like royalty, almost like where we're sailing. So like Germany and Austria, it kind of fits in with that theme, the over-the-top decorations and all of the golden things. It's very lovely indeed. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Anyway, to the back of the ship we go. Should we take the lift just to see what it's like, the elevator? Now, where's the button? Because I can't even see it on the wall. Oh, it's there. Just forgot to say there is an ice dispenser as well on this floor and some more products for sale. So you can go buy things. We've got some onboard credit, I think, $50 each. But yeah, ice dispenser. Let's go press this button. Ooh, oh my gosh. That's fancy. Even the elevator is fancy, guys. It's padded like another insane asylum. So if you need somewhere to go and escape and scream, this is your place. Yeah. Oh my gosh, the acoustics are amazing. Should record all of our voiceovers in here when we need to do them a little bit later on. Anyway, outwards, upwards, backwards. Let's go. Back of the ship. Yeah, getting a bit confused, even though it is a tiny ship. It's a bit of a crazy one. It's bonkers. I love it.
Yeah, these corridors are really dark. I'm actually like struggling to see. It is ridiculous. We're trying to find the back, but I think we might have gone on the wrong deck. So even we get lost on these small ships. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Because they are quite long. Yeah, this is the wrong deck. That's somebody's cabin. Whoops-a-daisy. That looked like a lovely cabin. Guessing we can go up? Let's see. Yeah, this is nice. I think there is a little staircase at the back. Oh, yes. Come on, guys. We found it. What's this? The Bardu Leopard. Doesn't sound as fancy in a Yorkshire accent, does it? Sounds better in French. This is nice, isn't it? What's in here? Let's have a look. Oh, it's got a pool? Oh my God, and it's big as well. Wow, that is nice. How fancy is this? I love the tile work around the outside. Again, it feels very Disney-esque, very like Grand Victorian. I like it, and even it's got a fancy crown in the middle. But this is a lovely pool. Now, I do think this is a resistance pool as well. From what I read online, you can press a button and then swim against it. And it's got windows to the outside as well, which will be nice when we're sailing.
Yeah, depending on the river cruise, some cruises have pools, some have hot tubs. We've seen a few pools on the roof, which we'll show you in a minute on a ship next door. But this is very cool. And the fact it's a resistance pool is awesome. And those windows change, so it has a sensor in there. When you open the door, they go from being transparent to not. So you get a bit of privacy, which is fabulous. Now, the lounge at the back really is quite a lovely space. It's very bright in here because you've got lovely windows all the way around. Now, one thing, the ship's windows are all tinted, so it kind of has a blue cast throughout the ship. So if you do see any blue weird colours in our video, that's why. And it does make the ship a little bit darker, but from looking at all of the other river ships and remembering our previous trips, it's to keep the sun out, so it keeps a little bit cooler because it is very hot here in Southern Europe. But yeah, this is lovely. What a great little space. Lots of really cool, comfortable seating. You've got the bar, which is great. Some cool little pieces of artwork there. Those lamps are fabulous. Loads of details around the bar. Then we've got some sort of cat. Is that a leopard or a cheetah? Fabulous. Lots of drinks on offer, just like the front bar. It's just an alternative venue. Does tend to be a bit quiet in here, remembering our previous cruises. You have board games, so we've got board games and books. It's a nice place to come and relax, maybe do some work if you've got to do some. Anyway, let's head outside at the back. Oh, this is lovely. So we're at the very back of the ship, and we've got a kind of little outdoor sun deck, which is lovely. So you can grab a drink in the bar at the back there, bring it out here. Great for sunset drinks, great for just watching the world go by. Tables and chairs out here, not much shade. A couple of trees, which is nice, so they've tried to brighten it up a little bit. Now, fun fact, this ship only has one lifeboat. But don't worry, we're not at sea, we're in a river. So basically, in an emergency, you grab your life jacket, jump off the edge of the ship. Yes, quite dramatic. And then swim to shore, because you're never more than kind of a few metres away from shore. That lifeboat's just for emergencies if somebody goes overboard and they've got to go looking for them. So be careful when having drinks and you'll be fine. But yeah, that's quite funny. So it's not like your regular cruise ship. It's much, much smaller. But yeah, this is lovely. It's very wonderful indeed. It's just nice to come out and chill out here. Lovely little sun trap. Can't wait to see this area when we're sailing with a nice drink in hand. Right, finally, let's go up to the sun deck. So the very top deck of our little ship.
Now, you see, most of these ships are very similar, all the different river ships. But what's nice on this one is the furniture is a little bit more grand. The padding is a little bit more plush by the looks of it. So it does look very, very nice out here. There is some shade as well. They've got sort of these shady areas all the way along the top deck. And then at the very front, it looks like they've got some tables and chairs so you can get a view from the front of the ship as we're sailing, which is going to be very, very lovely indeed.
One of my favourite pastimes on a river ship is spying on the other cruise ships because you get so close to them. River ships, not cruise ships. Our furniture and things is much nicer than the two that are next to us. We've got one Cross of Europe on our right and an Amma waterway on our left. But I see that Amma has an outdoor pool and that looks very lovely indeed. It's like a full pool, which is just very nice. Interesting fact, you might be wondering why there isn't anything sort of more permanent up here. Well, because sometimes we have to go under bridges that are very, very low. So everything has to be packable. It has to come down and go away. Even the little wheelhouse, so the bridge goes down, goes up and down. I don't know if you can see, it moves up and down to get out of the way of the bridges so we don't knock its roof off. But yeah, it's interesting. So that's why you don't really see permanent structures outside. It's always just kind of like garden furniture and things like that. But yeah, it's very nice nonetheless. I really do like the floor as well. It feels very plush and very lovely. Just looking at the other ships, ours is a bit nicer, which is lovely. It's like spying on the neighbours, keeping up with the Joneses. We're on the posh one. Anyway, we had a lovely welcome from the captain and the crew and a toast to kick off the cruise properly. And the crew on here are not new hires either. Most of them have been doing this for decades, so they know exactly what they're doing. And then it was straight into the welcome gala dinner. So it's back to sitting with strangers. We are so British about this, so shy. We'd rather sit in silence for an hour than ask someone to pass the salt. But the people at our table were genuinely lovely and we got over ourselves fast. David went for the tomato carpaccio, sweet potato soup, then butterfish, then cheese to finish. And I went for the same carpaccio and soup, then the saffron risotto, then an orange cake for dessert.
And this time the food actually delivered. Proper tasty, all of it, and the service matched that too. Quick, attentive, no complaints anywhere.
After dinner, we headed outside for the sunset, and Austria did not disappoint. Just stunning, gliding along the river with the light going down, hills either side. The whole thing was spectacular. Then another lock. And at one point we're sailing under bridges so low you'd swear the ship wasn't going to fit. It was just so much fun. We rounded the night off in the lounge watching a performer belt out Broadway songs, and she genuinely had a great voice. Then it was off to bed, ready for whatever tomorrow throws at us. So welcome to day number 3, where we are docked in Linz, Austria. And guess where we are today? I am very giddy. I could pee my pants, guys, because we're on the set of one of my favourite films of all time, Sound of Music. So this is the church where the Von Trapps got married. It's in a little town called Mondsee. So it's a little bit outside of Salzburg, and it is beautiful in there. We were watching some of the movie on our phone while we're taking in all of the scenes ourselves. It is stunning. What a spectacular country Austria is as well. It's just blown us away how beautiful the scenery is. The colourful buildings, the beautiful cafes. It's so nice. I'm very excited for a fun day. We're heading to Salzburg next, so come with us. So I'm just outside taking some lovely video of this beautiful place. David's just headed into a coffee shop called Naked Flowers that's got really good reviews. Now, we have been really lucky to travel like basically the entire world, but I was just saying to David, this is honestly drop dead gorgeously spectacular. It is so beautiful. I really do feel like we've stepped into some kind of fairy tale, but this is like real life. Austria and Germany so far have been stunning, and I genuinely think it's slept on a little bit. I really do. It is one of the most beautiful places I've been in the entire world. Really lovely people as well. Everybody's so friendly and kind. We're trying to speak a little bit of German, but they're all coming back with English, which is really nice. But everybody's been so wonderful and so really nice, and yeah, it's been a great experience so far. Anyway, here's our coffee. Need some coffee. We didn't have any this morning because it was an early start. We basically jumped up from our alarms, had a really quick shower and got on a coach journey to Mondsee. It's about 1 hour here and then about another 45 minutes to Salzburg. But this is one of the included excursions, and it's really impressive that they're taking us all the way to Salzburg, because this isn't something we saw on our previous cruises. So it is still a big group. There's 2 coach loads of us, about 120 people. So it is a very big group, but it is great that they're taking us this far, because that's impressive, and it being included as well. Oh, he's back. Good morning.
Good morning. I was about to say good morning. Good morning. Went to grab some coffee before we head on our tour. This place is so pretty. I just got a black coffee to keep me going today. Strong. It's exactly what you need, because it's going to be a full day of touring. This is awesome. Beautiful day, beautiful town, beautiful weather. Let's go to Salzburg next.
And I got my favourite, an oat iced latte. Ooh, Arnold Schwarzenegger in the cult classic Jingle All the Way.
Stop it!
That is nice and strong. Anyway, we'll definitely be back. Sorry, it's terrible.
If this collapses on me, I'm going to kill you, Ben. Just before we head over to Salzburg, we've came down to the huge lake, which is just next to the town. It's called Moon Lake. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. During the summer, they do lots of water sports out here, swimming. People just come for a stroll to sunbathe, and I can see why. The hills in the background are stunning.
The hills are alive with the sound of music. See, is that cut? Are you going to replace me with Julie?
Yeah.
With Miss Andrews, yep.
Yeah,
Fabulous.
wonderful. I'll change the voice as well.
Awesome. Let's
Put
go.
on some auto-tune.
Let's go to Salzburg then.
So welcome to Salzburg, and our first stop, we've came straight to the famous steps where they sung Do Re Mi in Sound of Music. How cool is that?
That will bring us back to dawn.
This is stunning. This park is beautiful. It's so bright and colourful with all the flowers. It's the Palace of the Prince Bishop, and it's open to the public now. But yeah, those famous steps with the Do Re Mi. How cool is that? Now again, I've complained about this a few times, but our group is still huge. I thought we would separate into other groups. Like our other river cruises, there's usually about 15 or 20 people max. But we have like a group of 50, so it's very difficult. It's huge. We're like a massive school traveling through everywhere, but it's still fine. It's included, but it's just a little bit bigger than the other ones that we've done before. No, it isn't night. Oh, let me turn this off because I can hear a yapping in my ear, guys. Yeah, it's got very dark. It's getting a bit stormy and thundering and lightning now. But it's been really nice. We've just walked around on our tour, taking in all of the old town, a few scenes from where Sound of Music was filmed. We saw Mozart's house where he was born. That was very cool. But we're going to go up to the top now to get a view of the whole city. And then we've got about 2.5 hours free time, which is lovely. And we're going to get some food. But yeah, the weather's definitely turned. It's almost like nighttime. It's crazy.
So included in our tour is the elevator or the lift up to the viewing platform.
Can you hear the thunder?
I know, I was just about to say, it's an amazing view, but the weather has changed. We have thunder, we've got rain, we've got lightning, but actually I quite like it up here. It looks very atmospheric, and especially looking into the distance as well, it looks really beautiful. But I'm getting a little bit hungry now, so we're going to head down and try and find ourselves some food and see what the locals like to eat.
The rain decided to absolutely start hammering down on us, so we ran to the nearest restaurant we could find, soaked through. Once in, David ordered a gigantic beer, and it actually turns out it was cheaper than ordering a Diet Coke.
Been in Austria, I couldn't resist. Food-wise though, Ben got the veal schnitzel with potato salad, and honestly, this thing was massive, like it barely fit on the plate.
And it really did taste as good as it looked.
I went for the chicken paprikash. That was a great option too. Proper comfort food on a rainy afternoon and something local.
And I don't know if it was the rain or just because we saw how lovely all of the desserts looked, but apparently we hadn't eaten enough, so we found this tiny little cafe with great reviews, and we got an apple strudel and a vanilla slice with a couple of coffees. Honestly, it was genuinely mind-blowing. I'm still thinking about that vanilla slice. It was so good.
We had so much free time after our tour that we just wandered off and did our own thing. That never happens on cruises. Normally, you're rushed back onto a coach the second the tour guide claps their hands, so having hours to just wander the streets of Salzburg on our own felt like a treat. The only downside? The journey back to the ship was almost 2 hours, which was the perfect time for a nap. It was worth it though.
So we haven't gone for dinner tonight because we were still so full from how much we ate in Salzburg today. Lovely food. But we just came out for a bit of a walk. We were sat in the cabin. It was throwing it down. Cats and dogs with rain. It was crazy. Really beautiful though. Just still sat by our big window watching the rain fall. It was really lovely. But now it's stopped and it's got quite nice. It's got a bit sunny. It's definitely cooled down. We do have about an hour until we're off to our next stop for tomorrow. So yeah, we're just going to take it in. Just have a little wander. It's lovely. It's very quiet at the moment as well, which is nice, but it's lovely to see the sun again.
So that was a really nice walk into the town, and it's interesting because you get to see a place during the evening as well, not like an ocean cruise where you're usually back on board by like 4 or 7 p.m. Like, because we're here till late, we've just walked around the town, we've got a real vibe for the place, and then we're just having a stroll back. And because we're literally docked minutes away from the town square, it was so easy. So I've really enjoyed it and it's been interesting to see. But we're going to head back on the ship now, get a good night's sleep and get ready for our day tomorrow. Well, good morning. Welcome to day 4, and today we're in Melk. It was a very early start this morning as we came to visit Melk Abbey, which is absolutely gorgeous. It's a beautiful abbey. It's absolutely huge. Inside, absolutely beautiful rooms, but we cannot film. There is absolutely no photos or video inside. So what we're going to do now is head down to the gardens.
It's only a 3 or 4 minute drive here. It costs €16 each to get in, but we got that included with our complimentary tour, which is lovely. And yeah, we're just wandering around. Fun fact, we got to do something very cool, which you get to do on river cruises now and again. If you didn't know, because river cruising is getting so much busier, we have saw so many ships on this trip, many more than we've saw in our previous cruises. Sometimes you kind of park side by side. So this morning we had to walk through 2 of the ships to get to land. It's kind of cool because you get a little sneaky peek of what other river ships are like. Very interesting indeed. It's lovely because we've got some free time now. We have about an hour and we also get access to the gardens included in our ticket, and it's beautiful. Just look at this view. Got an entire view of Austria. It's beautiful. Now, it was an early start and this was for a reason, because it's really good because Uniworld booked us the first slot to visit Melk Abbey. That means basically we had the entire place to ourselves. How cool is that? So it was dead. There was no other people in the way. Great for photos, great for exploring, because apparently it gets incredibly busy later on. But on the other side, and we said it before, the groups were huge. It was basically the entire ship split into 2 groups. So there was over 60 people in each tour group. On previous cruises, we've seen that being a lot smaller. Now, I don't know if that's because of COVID, because we saw lots of changes to COVID on the ocean cruise lines about less staff, more people on tours and things like that. Is it like this on all river cruises? I don't know, because this is the first one we've taken in about 6 years. Let us know in the comment section below. Have you seen the tour groups be a lot bigger? It's just a bit awkward when the rooms are very small and things like that. It's hard to get photos and things like that and to hear what people are saying. But because the book this tour is so early, it's wonderful. I'd much rather have a bigger group and for it to be so quiet and just stunning like this. It is really spectacular.
Honestly, I could actually spend a fair few hours here just wandering around the gardens. They're so beautiful, and there's lots of different areas as well. We've came into what looks like where all the flowers are, all the pretty ones, and even here we have an amazing view over the valley, which is absolutely gorgeous. It honestly is beautiful. You could easily film the Taylor Swift Romeo and Juliet video here. Is that the name of the song? Love Story. Love Story. The Taylor Swift Love Story music video could be filmed right here.
You're joining us a good few hours later, so we've been back on the ship. We had about 30 minutes and then we had yet another excursion. So this one's a bit of a challenging one. It's about a 22-mile bike ride from our last port of Melk to our next one of Dürnstein. So you could stay on the ship or you could ride it on a bike, and that is exactly what we are doing, and it is spectacular. Now, we really can't record much whilst we're on the bike because it's illegal if you're on a road, but the scenery we have seen is spectacular. It is beautiful. Gorgeous wine valleys, beautiful buildings and castles, and so much fruit. It is crazy. Apples, cherries, apricots. Apparently apricots are huge here, and lots of wine, which is very lovely indeed. It's been really nice. A little bit challenging. The bikes are a little on the old side. We saw some other ships that had much nicer bikes. I wish we had those because these are very manual, a little bit rusty, a little bit old, and they have no suspension. So my bum is feeling feeling absolute every bump, and I think it's going to be a little bit sore tomorrow. TMI. Anyway, we've got a bit of a packed up lunch as well, which the ship made for us, which is lovely. And we've got some great guides who are giving us lots of information along the way. It really is wonderful.
We are back on the ship. What a wonderful, wonderful excursion that was. All in all, we did about 36 kilometres, that's just under 23 miles, through the amazing countryside here in Austria. So many cute little towns and villages. It was honestly so beautiful and picturesque. It was genuinely like a fairy book tale. It was gorgeous. I was a little bit nervous, to be honest. I thought it'd be quite hard, but actually it was very easy, really well done, and I actually had a fan-bloomin-tastic time. It was a big group, but everybody kept up and everybody had a great time, I think. The only thing was, we did chase the rain a little bit. Just at the very end, before our last stop, we could hear the thunder and we could see it coming over the hills, and we sort of got our pedal on, but we did get stuck in the rain. It was actually quite nice because it was all hot and sticky. The rain sort of cooled us down as we were coming in alongside the ship. It was like a little pre-shower, so it wasn't too bad, and it was actually quite a fun ending. It was quite fun to be bicycling in the rain. A real highlight of the cruise so far.
So tonight was Uniworld's 50th birthday bash. They call it the Golden Evening, and it happens on every cruise this year, which is really cool. First up was dinner. I had the arancini, mushroom soup and beef tenderloin. All were very, very good indeed. And David had the salmon salad, lobster bisque and herb-crusted halibut.
Now, the food was delicious, but the portions were on the petite side. The couple next to us said the exact same thing, so at least we weren't just being greedy. To be fair though, you could order more, so really there isn't any complaints. Dessert though was absolutely delish.
David, I should really be talking about dessert because it's my thing. It was bloomin' delicious, guys. Sorry, David. Rich, creamy, stunning, delicious, amaze balls. I nearly licked the plate, but I then remembered I wasn't at home. Afterwards, we did one of our favourite things that we've been doing basically every night. We took a walk around the Dürnstein area where we were docked. It was completely empty. We said to each other it felt like we were walking around a theme park in a themed area after it's closed, but it's actually very much real and lovely. There hasn't been much scenic sailing on this trip because we always seem to leave at night, which is a bit of a shame. We popped our heads into the golden evening entertainment before bed. It was just okay, just not really our thing. I think we were a little bit aged out here.
Well, guten Morgen, we woke up in Vienna. We actually docked overnight, but we could barely tell. We headed straight to the dining room for breakfast for the first time. A little embarrassing, because we barely eat breakfast at home, so this feels like a really big deal. The coffee was nice, service was great, and the buffet was a nice selection. Pastries, cheeses, fruits, breads, juices, and all your continental bits. Plus the hot stuff, and the cold stuff. There was also an a la carte menu, which was a nice extra touch.
We enjoyed a shared portion of omelette and pancakes. Both were very good indeed. Feeling stuffed, we headed out for our day in Vienna, but honestly, these early morning meeting times are really starting to get to us. And after that bike ride yesterday, we were absolutely shattered. Well, hello everybody, it's day 5 and today we're in the capital of Austria, Vienna. It's been a fantastic morning. We've had a jam-packed day so far. We started the day by going to take a look around a few of the museums. What was really fantastic is that Uniworld booked these out, so they were completely empty just for us on the cruise. Again, the two groups were big, but we had the whole place to ourselves, which was fantastic. And then we had a little bit of a city tour for an hour where we took around some of the biggest sights of Vienna. Absolutely spectacularly beautiful. It really has been quite wonderful.
So after our tour this morning, we have free time now for the rest of the day to do what we want. So we decided to come to Vienna Zoo, which is one of the world's oldest zoos. It is huge as well. We've been here for a few hours walking around, loads of different animals, including my favourite, elephants, and there was even a baby elephant. He is so, or she is so cute. Penguins as well, reminding us of being back in Antarctica, but a fantastic zoo and just beautiful as well. The grounds here are absolutely gorgeous. Wandering around was so lovely and it was a great day. So we booked this ourselves through Klook. We do have a link below, an affiliate link. It's not sponsored, but we also have a discount code as well, so you do get some discount if you use that link and our code. It's in the description section below. But yeah, a great zoo. Loved it.
Then it was time for dinner. It's a bit earlier tonight because we have a night out planned with the ship. I had the chicken vol au vent, pumpkin soup, schnitzel, and it was delicious. Very good indeed. The schnitzel was actually just as good as the one I had the other day. David had the avocado cheesecake. Yes, you heard that right. Pumpkin soup and a goat's cheese pasta. He said they were very good. And then it was kind of a help yourself dessert tonight to get things to go very fast because we've got that night out, and it was good.
The food was great, the service was spot on, they absolutely know what they're doing. Then it was time to head back out into Vienna for something very special that was organised by the ship. So, it's time to go on our evening excursion, which again was included. And this was a little bit of a special one. Tonight we're heading to the house of Strauss for a concert experience. We have to admit, we were a little bit nervous about this one. We're not exactly classical buffs, and so we were worried that we wouldn't fit in or we wouldn't know any of the tunes. But actually, we were very pleasantly surprised. The experience was housed in a beautiful old hall right down in the centre of Vienna, and we had reserved seats that the cruise line held for us. The concert was around an hour, and it was surprising how many songs we actually knew. It was light, it was fun, and it was fantastic. The music was wonderful and the acoustics in the hall were incredible. Honestly, I got absolute chills listening to some of the instruments because it's just an incredible thing you have to experience in person, and it's not something that we have done ever before. We absolutely loved it and it was a wonderful experience.
Oh, what a great night, but I'm very glad to be back in our cabin and going to bed because this bed is absolutely delicious. Now we're going to talk about some of the positives and negatives before we head off to bed. Now, one positive is that the ship is really lovely. It's very nice, very quirky, very different, very unusual, but in the best ways. Now, we've walked through a few different ships on this trip where we park next to them, and we keep saying, oh my God, our ship looks so much nicer than these. It's been a bit strange to do that because you don't get to do that on cruise ships at all, but on river boats you get to do that a lot, or should I say river ships, and that's been really cool. I think the ship is very lovely indeed. The crew have been fantastic. I have got absolutely nothing but good things to say about them. Definitely hardworking, definitely lovely, on their top game. It has been really wonderful. It's been really special. Everybody from the cruise director to the entertainment people to the front desk to our servers. It's been really, really nice. Another thing that's been really nice is that it has felt really inclusive. So whilst we paid that upfront big price, it feels like we've had a lot included. Things like the night out tonight, more than one excursion a day included, which has been really fabulous. Have some of the groups been a little bit bigger than other cruise lines we've sailed with before? Yes, but I do feel that the quality of the excursions is a lot better. We get things like admission fees and things included on all of the tours that we've done. And the fact that more than one time we've done excursions where they've closed the whole place down just for our ship has been really, really nice. Just from like a photography point of view, like making the videos, it's been very special and something that we really haven't seen before. But there's been a few cons just to make things a little bit rounded, and David's going to tell you about them. Sorry, David.
So I'm playing the role of bad cop in this video because I have to do the negatives, but there's not that many. The first one, I would say, it's that there isn't really any alternative dining venues compared to what we've seen on other cruise lines. There's only really the main dining room, and there is room service as well. For example, afternoon tea, it's a little lackluster compared to what we've seen on other river cruise lines. It's not the biggest selection, and where it is hosted as well, it's not the best venue because there's not really any windows or atmosphere. It's just not a nice place to sit and relax in. We've also noticed there isn't any top deck barbecue or any top deck celebration that we've seen a lot of the other cruise lines do. So basically every single meal has been in that main dining room on a night. There's also not really an alternative on a night. There isn't any snacks in the lounge or anything like that. So we are noticing the difference. The next thing which we think has been a little bit of a disappointment is the lack of scenic sailing. Now we do say this is a bit of a problem on a lot of river cruise lines. We have had this before, but it feels on this one that there really hasn't been any scenic sailing at all. Coming to think about it, I think the only scenic sailing we've had is the first day during dinner time and after that dinner, because since then all our sailing has been overnight when obviously you're sleeping. So you're not getting the views, you're not getting that relaxation time when you're going through the rivers and going through all the locks and stuff, and it has been a little bit of a disappointment. And finally, this may be just for us. I don't think anybody else would really care. But for us, the Wi-Fi has been really poor, very patchy. Sometimes it works okay, other times you can barely get a signal. It's just been not very good. And for us, obviously we're trying to do things, we're trying to upload things to social media and things. So it's been a lot more noticeable for us than maybe a regular cruiser would see.
I think the last downside really is all about communication. So where we had the little boo-boo when we went to meet them at the airport, and things like are not very well communicated. Like we can't see menus anywhere for what's coming up. All of the stuff we've done sort of have all been done on paper, which is a bit strange as well. I think a lot of the stuff could have been taken care of before the cruise online, like other cruise lines. I just don't think it's been very clear about what we're doing and when we're going to do them. I mean, there is a way you can go take a photo of the daily program downstairs, that's fine, but I think it could be a little bit better. And we've had one huge issue on this cruise, which to be fair isn't the cruise line's fault, and we're going to be talking about that all next week, because unfortunately our cruise has been cut short basically, and we'll fill you in next week. Now we do have to say a big thank you to our patrons as well. We've self-funded this trip, all of the flights, the costs of everything, and they really do help us make that happen. They really do, and in return we give them loads, things like early access to our videos, ad-free access to our videos, a monthly video chat, and we make episodes just for our patrons that nobody else gets to see anywhere. You can find out about becoming a patron in the description section below. And yeah, overall, I think it's been a great cruise, and I think Uniworld are really, really good. I've been very, very impressed with them. They're a real top-notch cruise line. Problems like every other company, but overall, we've had a great time, and it's been fabulous. But we'll let you know what happened next week. That's it till next time. Happy cruising!